Hello and how are you? My name is Muhindo and I welcome you to our third lecture of creating a complete inventory management system. Yesterday we stopped at the level where we were able to set up all the needs that we need to get started with our project. We are even able to authenticate users whereby someone could be able to log in and also log out. So in today's lecture, we are going to take it from how we stopped at in the previous lecture. And if you still remember, yesterday we stopped at the level where we needed to create the company, since we said that our system have to support multiple companies. So we are going to start at the level of creating a company, assigning the company owner, being able to allow the company owner to log in, and also proceed with adding products and the rest. So that's what you're going to do today. As you know, we always do 60 minutes per lecture, so I will start our timer so we can go straight into our today's business. All right. So as you can see, this is my Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is my Visual Studio Code, and I have already opened the project and added it there in Visual Studio Code. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to start the project. Okay, I'm going to run it. So to run it, I'll open my terminal and go ahead and run php artisan serve. Okay, and then to start on this IP. So if I click on this server IP, it will be able to take me to the current to the project itself. So if you still remember, yesterday we were able to log in. That's why you see that I'm even already logged in. Okay, so I can as well log out. Okay, if you still remember, I can as well log out. Okay, so this is our system. Now let me go ahead and log in as administrator. So it is admin and the password is admin. Okay, so that's it. So yesterday, if you still remember in the previous lecture, we were able, let me collapse this, we were able to create our first model with its respective migration, and that is the company model. So what we were going to do was to add this company model inside this menu. So the administrator should be able to add companies and also assign their respective users. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the company model on the company model controller, or the company controller on this menu. So to add the company controller on this menu, the first thing that you have to do is to create the controller itself. Okay, so to create the controller itself, there is a there's a command that we have to run. If you still remember in the previous lecture, we are going to run it, and we are facing some challenges. And this is php artisan admin make, and then you say company and then controller in capital letters, like the one I'm doing, beginning with the capital letter and then the rest letters in small letters. Every English word begins with a capital letter. That's what we call the camel case. And then you refresh the company the model. So I was facing a challenge. Let me see. I have here some. Okay, I have to. On Mac, you have to add these ones. I have to specify the model. I just forget to specify the model. Okay, so I have to put up then model like that. So if you're using Windows, you may need just to use one slash, but for Mac we use double slashes. Okay, so you specify where your model is. So it is under model, and then you say up, then models, then company. So this command is going to create for us a controller. So this controller, it is where we shall be managing our we shall be managing it's where this controller is the one that we shall be using to manage our companies, or companies that have registered with us. So what you're going to do, we're going to run this command. So I'll copy this command and then I open the terminal. So this first terminal is already occupied for the server. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open another terminal. So you press Ctrl Shift and then the tilde, or you can just simply come here and then say new terminal. So we shall have two terminals. One is acting as the server and the other one we're going to use it for running the commands. So let me go ahead and run this command. I'll copy it and then paste it here and then press enter. So when I press enter, there is something that is going to happen in background. So they have created for me a controller. A controller is a file that is going to be used to control that particular model. So this controller can be found here under admin, under controllers. You see there's a new file that has been created which is called company controller. So in this controller, it is where we're going to manage everything that you're going to do to be using to manage the company. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this route. So this route here, I'll copy it. Then after copying it, I'll select it and then I copy it. Then they say that I should add this route into this file of admin routes. You can press Ctrl and click on it, it will take you there directly. Or you can just simply come here to the app, and then you come to admin and then you'll find a file called routes. So in this route, it's where we're going to add this path of the controller, so you can be able to access the controller. So I can collapse this one, and then I'll come to this route, which is this one. Let me collapse it. How do I collapse it? Okay, just press Ctrl and T to collapse, and then I'll come and paste. I'll come and paste that route here. So this is the place where you have to paste your routes. So you can see the endpoint of our company. We are going to access them under companies. You can see the name is here, companies. So I'm going to copy this word companies. So if I want to access our mode of companies, I'll just simply come to our project, and then I come to our project, and then I come here at our project link, and then I put stroke companies. Okay, stroke companies. So when I press enter, boom, you'll see that I'll have a table that I'm going to use to control the companies. So if you still remember, everything that every variable or every attribute that we put in the company table has been generated and be placed here. Okay, so this is going to be a table, and you can as well be able to add new items here. Okay, so that is really powerful. Like, we did not even create our own HTML. So our task is going to be just modifying and adding a few logic of how these things should work. So we are not even worried about writing our own HTML, which is kind of problematic and tiresome to write our own JavaScript and the rest. Okay, so this is very beautiful. So if you want to learn details, you have to find the link in the description of this video, where there is a topic called Laravel admin. So when you go to that Laravel admin playlist, you can even find it on my YouTube channel. Just come to my YouTube channel and then search for Learn It with Muhindo. Come to my YouTube channel, search Learn It with Muhindo. Come to my channel here, click on playlist, and then come and watch this tutorial. Where is it? Let me show it to you. This one here, Laravel admin full dashboard tutorial, this one. So there are 17 videos. When you watch these 17 videos, you will understand everything that is happening about Laravel admin. It is a very powerful technique that will help you to do your things with simplicity. I really recommend you, if it is your first time, to come and watch this tutorial playlist. It will help you to give you enough grounds about Laravel admin. Okay, so let us proceed. Now you can see now we have a controller, or a file a page where we're going to manage the companies that are going to be working in our system. So what we're going to do right now, we want to put this company on the menu here. Okay, we want to put the company on the menu. So to do that, we'll just simply come and copy the endpoint name, which is called companies, and then you're going to come here under admin, under menu. So you'll find their menus. Okay, so after doing that, we are going to add a menu of companies here. So I'll just simply come here and put companies. So I'll just write here companies, that's going to be the title, and then I put here, I click here to set the the logo. So I can come and say here maybe building, okay, and then I put here after setting the logo or the icon, sorry, I'll come here and put near the URL, okay, or the endpoint, which is companies. So not everyone is going to access the companies. I can choose a specific people who should be accessing the companies, okay, or specific user roles. So since it is us who will be setting the companies, so you remember we created the user role. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to say that only administrators should be able to do what? To access these companies, because we shouldn't allow any person to do what? To manage the company. Otherwise, if everyone manage the companies, then what does it mean? It means that it means that it will be pointless, okay? That everyone will be able to access it. So I'll go ahead and select here the role, and I say only someone who is having the administrator role is the one who should be able to do what? To access the companies. And then here permissions, we can look at this one later. Okay, so this is the thing that we need. So it means that only someone who has the role of administrator, so you remember this administrator is a super admin, or us who can be able to control the system, is the one who will be able to access this link of companies. I'll go ahead and submit. So when I submit and I refresh, now you'll see that we are able to see the companies here. So that is very beautiful. Like, we don't even need to hassle with the menu to add the companies here. So let me collapse this one. I'm going to move. You see, I can as well even move this one here, and then my menu will be arranged without even paying, without anything. You see, when I refresh here, our companies have come here. That is so beautiful. That is so nice. Okay, so after doing that, now the next thing that we're going to do, now we're going to see how we can register our companies. By the way, let me first open our diagram, our ERD, so that we can follow along without getting lost. This is our design that we made in the previous lecture. So we finish this user, we finish user role. Now we are here, company. Since everything will depend on a company, so we're on this level right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and work with companies, okay, and then work with, let's go ahead and set these companies, okay, and manage and organize this table properly, and also organize the form of creating a company properly. All right, so I'm going to click here on new. So this new is the place where I'll be adding a new company. Okay, so let's go ahead and modify this form and make it look much more decent. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, we are going to change this name first from the word company to companies. Okay, so I'll go ahead and come to our system here, and then come to company controller. Remember, this is the company controller that was generated. So this company controller has 3 main segments. Okay, so the first segment is the grid. So the grid is the table. Okay, so if you want to manage or change something in the table, we shall be changing the grid information. Another segment is called the detail. This detail is a segment that will be showing the detail screen. And then the last segment is the form. So this form, it is where I will be using to manage things that we want to appear in the form. So I'm going to change this word, the title, from that company to companies. So when I come here and just change to companies and I save, I come to my project and I refresh. By the way, you can even refresh from here. You'll see it has now changed to what? To companies. That is beautiful. All right, now we want each company to have an owner. Okay, so each company will have an owner. But you still remember our first rule was only okay. Our first rule was only person who has the company owner role is the one who can be what? Who can be a company owner, something like that. That was the rule that we had. So what does it mean? It means that here we're going to reference the users, and these users must be having a what? Company owner. So all right, let me explain this. Okay, so I mean that if you don't have a role of a company owner, okay, if you don't have a role of company owner, it means that you'll not be able to do what? it means that you'll not be able to be what? To be a company administrator. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show you something in the tables. So here in InvetoTrack, so we have a table called admin user role. Okay, admin role users. So this is a table that maps. This is a table that maps an administrator with a what? With this is a table that maps a user with their respective role. So when we assign someone a role, this table will be created. It will have a role ID, or the role that has been assigned to that person, and then their respective what? Their respective user ID. Okay, so it is a table that maps the role and the user. So what we're going to do, we are going to get we're going to get records of this table where someone has a role of a what? A role of a company owner. And then after doing that, we shall get now those users who have those roles. And then those users they are the one that we shall put here in this drop down. Okay, they are the one that we shall put in this drop down. So those are the ones that we're going to put in this drop down. Doreen should mute your microphone. So let us go ahead and see how we can fetch these records in this admin user roles. So to do that, we are going to come here to companies. As I told you that in this form section, it is where we manage things from. So if I come here and I just simply say die, and I say maybe test. Okay, so it means that when I'm in this page of forms, okay, when I'm this page of forms, it will stop from here. Okay, so in Laravel, if you want to get data in the table, so let me use here Copilot. So if you want to get data in the table, you just simply write db and then you say table, then you put the what? The roles. I can say maybe, okay, so I'm going to get all the users in this role. So if this one is not imported, I can just simply put db and I import it. Just grab it and then write b, and then you'll see it there, and then press enter, it will be imported. So you see, this is where I died and this is where I am right now. So in simple terms, this command or this SQL, it is going to get for us all the users. I mean all the what? All the role, I mean the users in all the records that are in this table of what? Of admin users or admin role users. Okay, so why are we doing this? We are doing this just because we need to get only the company owners. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do dd. So this one will dump and die these roles. I just want to show you what we have managed to fetch from the other side. So if I do like this and I save, I come and refresh, you'll see that we have managed to fetch one record, okay, which is role ID 1 and then user ID 1. This is the record that is in here. Okay, so now I can as well pass no condition by just putting an empty array like this. This one is an empty array. Okay, so if I come and refresh, still it will get for me without a condition. All right, so let me first go back and we create. Now here you can see that we have no any user role we don't have any other user which does not have a company owner role. So what we're going to do, we are going to create we're going to begin by creating a user, and then we give them a role of company admin. So after doing that, that is when we shall be able to do what? To create the company and assign it to it, the administrator. You understand? Okay, so let us do that. So before we come here to create a company, let us first go back and create a user. So I'll first delete this. Okay, so we're going to come here and create a user here. Okay, we're going to create a user here. So I'll come here and I create new user. All right, new user. So now this user, when you're creating a user, they must have a, they can have a photo. Okay, so but you can see we are getting here an error. They say that we have not configured our disk. So we are going to configure the disk so the Laravel admin should be able to store images. Okay, so to configure the disk, we go to configuration stroke file systems. That is where we shall put a folder where we want the images to be stored. So I'll come here. They said I should go to configuration stroke admin systems. So I'll come here to configuration folder, and then I come here to file system, which is this one. Okay, this one. Okay, file system. So we have to pick a file system that we are going to use for Laravel admin. So you're going to use this local one, or you can even create a new one for what? For Laravel admin by just duplicating this, and then maybe you say here it is called admin, something like that. But if you want to use just a common one, which is there, the default one, you can just simply copy this word local here. So it means that Laravel admin, we're going to set it to be using this to be using this storage, which will have the drive of local, and then it will be keeping our data in this storage path stroke application. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll come here now to the admin. Okay, this is the file admin. So I'll come here to admin, and then we come to where there is file. Go ahead and search here, file. Okay, so this file. Okay, so here they ask you the disk that you want to use, for what? For storing the admin data. So if you want to use so these are the disks, these ones here, these are the disks. So if you want to use this local one, I can just simply come back and just say, instead of using this one, you should use local. But if you want to use a special one for admin, you can just copy this word admin, and then come back here and just duplicate this local one and change this word to what? To admin. So both of them will work. So it means that Laravel admin will just use that one to this one to store its local information. So in simple terms, admin is going to use this admin, the one that we've just created here, this disk. Okay, and then the directories, or the directory that we're going to use. So the image file will be kept in a special folder called images, and other file will be kept in a special folder called what? Called files. Okay, so that's how it's going to organize our things. So things like PDF and what will be stored in files, and things like pictures, PNG, JPG, they'll be stored in images. So after doing that, now we can come here and refresh. Now you'll see there will be no more error. So meaning that now we can be able to upload the pictures in our what? In our system. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we are going to create a new user and give him what? And give them we're going to create a new user and give them and create for them a company and add them to a company. Alright, so another thing that we are going to do is that there is kind of a deadlock. A user will need a company, and a company will need a user. So which one comes first? Of course, a company that's supposed to come first, but still also a company will need an administrator. So it is kind of really interesting. Anyway, let's go ahead and first create a user. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to create a company owner. Okay, so these are the users. They are the users that we have right now. We have only the super admin. Now we're going to create a company owner. So to create a company owner, we shall come here to users and then create here new. Okay, so we are going to create a company owner. So I'm going to call this one company admin 1. That is the username. I don't know whether that will not be confusing. Company admin 1. This is for our company 1 that we're going to use for testing, and then the name of this one is going to be company admin. And then we can even be able to select a photo if you want to. You can be able to select a photo for this one. Then we set for them a password 4321, and then we give them the role. So the role of this person is going to be a company owner. Okay, so this is like the person who is coming to buy from us the system. Okay, so he's going to have a role of company owner. So it is the person that we're going to give the logins, and he's going to manage their companies. Okay, so you create for him an account first, a user account. Then after creating a user account, you're going to create for him a company and set him to be the administrator of that company. So I'll go ahead and create this user, and then I give him the role of of company owner. I go ahead and submit. So when I submit, you can see I've successfully created a user here, and is having a role of company owner. Okay, so you can create as many as possible. So after doing that, now we are going to go to the company, and now register this company admin as as a company owner. Okay, for the sake of testing, let us create another user. Here you can say maybe company admin 2, and then you say maybe our company, the name company admin 2. This is our second admin, and their password 4321, and then role is also a company admin. Let us create 2 so we can be able to test things as we move. Now you can see now we have 2 company administrators. So let us now go to companies and create a company and assign to them one of these administrators. Okay, so I'll come here to companies. Okay, so after going to companies, you still remember when we click on create company, you are going to come here to this form. Okay, and this form we have just rated some things on top, and we are dumping them here. So if we come to our table now, to this table of admin roles, so how many columns are we going to expect here? There are going to be 3, because we have created 2 more users, and we have given them more roles. So you can see we have a user who has ID 1 and has a role ID 1. This is our super admin. And then this is going to be our first company admin. This is going to be our third company admin. So that is how the roles are being assigned in the background. Okay, now after doing that, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going now to create a company. So when you come here to company, and now we click on new, now you can see now we are having here 3 columns. Okay, 3 columns. You can see that. Now our system is going to be like kind of static or fixed. So what we're going to do right now, we need only the role of ID 2. Okay, or we need users who have ID role which has ID 2, because if you come here to our roles, we have this company, it has an ID 2. So you only need the company administrators, those one which has ID number 2. They are the one that we need. Okay, so it means that we are going to put here a condition here in this table where there is where. So you can put here where role ID equals to 2. So only those who have the role number 2, they're the one that we need. Okay, so if we come now back to our companies, and then you click on create, now you can see we're having only 2 columns. Okay, we are having only 2 records. Why? Because we have only 2 users who have the role of ID of the role that has ID 2, or the role of company administrators. All right, so after doing that, now we are going to fetch these users. Okay, so they are the one which are able to become company administrators. Okay, so after doing that, now what you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and loop through these records or through these roles and fetch the users. Okay, so I'm going to put here company. I'm going to create another variable called company admins and make it to become an empty column. Okay, an empty array. So this is how you make an empty array. I can collapse these things so you can see things clearly. Okay, so this is how you make an empty array. So I'm going to loop through these roles as I'm getting those users, as I'm adding them here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to say for each. Okay, so I'm looping through these roles that we've got, all the roles of administrators, and then in each role I'm going to get a user. So a company admin is going to be user equals to user. There's something interesting here. Now, if you want to access the users in Laravel admin, you can access them through administrator. Okay, so this is how you access the users. Okay, but this one can become a little bit challenging because it is a vendor folder. It's a vendor file. It is this class is recorded in a vendor file, so we may need to use the user model that comes with Laravel, so we can be able to do what? We can be able to access the users. We can be able to modify this user model other than using what? Administrator. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to the model of users and make it extend administrator. So we'll come here and also change its table. So you see here, the table that we are using right now is no longer the table of users, but we are using this table of what? Of admin users. This is the table that we are using, admin users. So we're going to make the model of users to be referencing or to be fetching data from what? From this admin users table. Okay, so to do that, we are going to go to the model of users, which is going to be here, model of users, which is going to be here under app, under models, under user. This is a model of users. So I'm going to change its table. So by default, this one is fetching data from this table of users, the one that comes with Laravel itself. So I'm going to change its table. So to change its table and make your own table, you'll have to do what? You'll have to go ahead and say protected. I can say maybe. So you have to go ahead and say protected. Say protected table, and then you put the table that you want this model to be fetching data from. Those who have learned Laravel, those who watch my videos of Laravel, you must be understanding this. So this one, it means that the user model, it is going to be fetching data from the admin from the admin users table. So you can also maybe extend it. You can remove this one and make it extend administrators, so it can have all the function of administrators. So do it like that. So make sure that it is importing these administrators. So if you should have a plugin called PHP interface. Okay, you can PHP interface. Let me show it to you. It helps you to extension, not a plugin, an extension. So come here to extension and search for PHP interface. So this PHP interface, this one, interface, this one, it helps you to import things of PHP. It helps you a lot. Doing a shortcut to move from one class to another. So it is very good. So make sure that is installed in your Visual Studio Code. This PHP interface, please install it. All right. So where are we? So we are here. We have made this user model to extend administrators, okay, of Laravel admin. This one. And also we have make this user table to get the data from what? From the admin users. Okay, so after doing those two things, now what we're going to do, now we're going to fetch the users who are having those roles that we had fetched. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the company controller, this one here. So I'm going to loop through the roles that you have got that have the role ID of 2 or the role ID of company owner, and then each loop I'm going to get the user, okay, which is saying user find, and then I say value, and then say user ID. You know, this user ID is part of this one. So I can check if the user was not found. Let's say if the user is null. If the user is what? Is null, it should do what? It should continue. Okay, if user is null, it should continue. So if it is not null, I'm going to go ahead and say company admins, and then I get the user ID. Okay, the user ID of this particular user, which is going to be user, and then I put ID equals to, and then I get the admin user, the user with the name. So this is going to be the value that will be shown in the what, in the drop down, and this is going to be the ID that we shall be used writing in the database when someone selects that one. So by doing like this, we shall be able to get the company administrators. Let us first dump these ones and see if they are really there. So I'll just simply do dd and say company admins. So if I come and refresh here, everything is beautiful. You see, we are having the ID, user number ID2, and the name is here, and then the ID number 3, and the name is here. So these are the administrators of the company. So it means that if you remove the role from one of these guys, it means that it will no longer be what? A company administrator. That is so nice. So after doing that, now we are going to so we have now this variable that have all our company administrators, this variable here. So if I come here and refresh, we are here now. You see, company owner, this is like by default you have to write a number, but here we want it to become a what? A drop down. Okay, so to make it a drop down, so I'll come here, instead of having this one as a number, so I'm just going to copy this name and come here, and so it is a function of Laravel admin, and say select instead of what? Instead of making it a drop down. So you say select, let me write it. Copilot is helping me to complete these things, but I'll be explaining. You say form select, and then you say company owner, then you say owner. This is what the user will be seeing, and then you put here options, then you point and say options, and then in these options it's where you put now your array that is arranged in form of ID and a value. The array of what? The array of administrator. And then I can make it required. So to make it required, just simply say rules, and then say required like this. So it means that someone must select the company owner before they do what? They create a company. So if I come here and refresh, boom, you see, company owner. Let me change even this word to company owner. You see, if I come here and refresh, you see, company owner, and then you're having our company admin 1 and then the company admin 2. This is beautiful, and we know these are the only company owners that we have in our system. Okay, so if you remove one role from the company owner, then it means that it will not be able to do what? To be shown there. So if you want maybe to displaying the ID, in case you want maybe the ID to be shown, just in case, to make sure that that you're not making a mistake, so you can just simply say company owner, and then you concatenate the user ID, so you can be able to know, okay, this is the company owner X. You see, so you have this drop down, you can even type in by searching. Okay, so that is beautiful. Now let us go ahead and now finish the remaining parts of the form. So you can see Laravel admin has just made this become a little bit bigger. Okay, become a little bit bigger in a way that a company name is a text box, but I want this one to be it's a text area. I want it to be a text box, not a text area. Okay, so company name, to change it from text box, so we shall come here. Instead of having it as text box, we're going to change this one. Instead of having it as text box area, we're going to just wrap this one, make it a text box. Let us also make it required, so you just simply make it required like this. So we can put here maybe company name like this. So if we come and refresh here, now it is no longer what? It's no longer a text box. It is it's no longer a text area. It is now a text box where I can write a single line. And another thing, it is now required. There is a star there. Now we can go ahead and make this one an email. So the company email, so that it can be option. So if you want to make it option, you can just leave it. And then maybe the company logo. So this is going to be an image. So you see how things are now going to be simple and beautiful. Just simply write here image. So this image, it will make us to be able to upload the company logo, you see, without even too much hassle. By just writing an image, then you'll be able to have the logic of uploading the image, etc. So this one can be also a text area. Text about us can be a text area. About the company can be a text area, and then here the license expiry, it will be a date. Okay, and then the address of the company, it will be a text area, and then the phone number of the company, it will be a text area. However, there's also a field of phone number. Okay, so phone number 2, it also can be maybe a text area. However, I can go ahead and validate more if you want to. I don't know, they have also color here. It will be a color picker, the color of the company. And then here a slogan will be a text area, and Facebook link can be a text, and it can be text. So by doing like this and save, then you'll see that we shall have our complete form, which is there. That is so beautiful without even too much hassle. Can you see that? It is nice. It is nice. Now, after doing that, it means that now we can be able to do what? To create a company. Okay, so you can install a plugin in your laptop. You can install a plugin in your Google Chrome or in your Brave. It is called Fake Filler. This one here. Go ahead and install it in your Chrome. It will help you to generate the fake data when you're testing systems. Just go ahead and add it in your browser, and then you'll find it here, and then you pin it like the way I have it here. So after pinning it, you can now go ahead and start making fake data. So if I refresh here, I want to put here some fake data. So to put fake data, this is my fake fill. I just click on it, tap, you see it puts for me the fake data, so I don't need to hassle with adding information. No, I don't need to hassle. I just simply click here, fake fill, and then it adds for me the data. So these URLs, there is another thing, it's called URL. There's that URL field. Okay, this one here, it can help you to do what? To implement the URL. Okay, so I refresh here, click fake filler, you see it gives me everything, like it gives me the data. So go ahead and add that fake filler. So this is the URL, this is going to be a URL, and also the website. Where is the website? Website is going to be a URL. All right, that is beautiful. So let's go ahead and refresh. Let's put here some fake data. I just simply click here, fake filler, it fills for me data. So I can say maybe this is the company too. So let me give the company name, company 1. Is it company 1? Yes, company 1, which has the administrator who has an ID of 2. So this is company 1. Okay, and then that is the information, what about us, everything has been filled in by fake filler, and I submit. When I submit, you see it has been saved successfully. Now when I come here to the list, you'll see that our company has been created without any hassle, without writing the SQL of inserting and all the rest. Our company has been created. All right, that is beautiful. Now before we come here, there is one thing that I want to tell you, or that I want to inform you. Now, how shall we know when this user logs in? Okay, let's say that, okay, where is our table? Our table is here. Now when this company owner logs in, how shall we know that he belongs to company X? So it means that we have to add here the company, when this user logged in, how shall we know that he belongs to company X? So it means that on this user table, we must add also a company admin, a company ID, so that when a user logs in, we are able to know in which company they belong to. So once we know the company that they belong to, we shall be able to know the records that we should show to that user. So it means that we're going to add another column to this table of users, and we add company ID, so that when you are creating a company, we assign this user or the admin of that user to become a default to belong to that particular to that particular company. So let's add some columns. So these tables, the one that came in Laravel admin, of course they're just basic tables. They just have the name, the avatar, updated other. They don't have like much more information that we need to know. The sex of the company, the date of birth, the sex of a person, the gender of a person, the date of birth, the what, all those, they don't give them to you. They are just basic, okay? But you're going to learn how we can add more columns on a table. You can add them manually here, but let me show you a right way of adding columns in a table. So just come to Google here and search add columns to table, Laravel migration command. I don't memorize these commands by my own self. Okay, so this is the command. Okay, the command is here. This is the command. I'm going to show it to you, don't mind. Okay, so let's go to our important commands. You still remember we created our file here. What is our mission right now? Our mission is to add a company ID on a user table. So you should be able to know in which company does a certain user belong to. So we're going to come here to our important commands. Our important commands are here. This file, it is where I put my important commands. So we're going to paste this command that I've just shown you. So it is called PHP artisan make migration, and then you put here the description of what you want to do. Okay, so this description should be unique from each migration that you're going to make. Okay, so I'm going to say add underscore, don't put spaces, add underscore more data to users table. Okay, so this explanation should be very unique, because if you make it the same, then it will override the other. Okay, so this is going to be our migration. Then the most important thing, you specify the table to which you want to add those columns. So the table that we're going to add those columns to is our table of admin users, because it's the table that we are using for what? For users administration, admin underscore users. So I'm going to come here and specify as admin users. Okay, so once you run this, it's going to create for us a migration, and that migration, it is where we're going to add more columns that we need on user, on the table of users. So I'll copy that, and then I'm going to expand the terminal, and then I clear the terminal. After clearing the terminal, I'm going to run the command. I'll paste it there. PHP artisan make colon migration, add admin users. Make sure that there is no space there and it is unique. Then you put dash dash, and then you put table, and then say equal to, and then specify the table that you want to add columns to. So that is how we shall be adding columns to other tables. So when you press OK, they are going to create for us a migration. This is the migration that has been created. Just press Ctrl and click on it. It will take you straight to the migration that has been created. However, you can as well find that migration and database under migration. You'll find it there in the bottom. All right, so that is our migration that has been created. Now it is going to, here we're going to put the columns that we are going to do what? That we're going to add to our admin users. You see, admin users table. Okay, so let us go ahead and see the column that we're going to add. The first column that we're going to add is the reference of company ID. So we're going to put here an integer, since our IDs are integers. Okay, so put company ID. Okay, so put integer company ID. So let us see also more columns that we may need to record about company users, or the users, okay, the users or the biodata of users that are not in this table. Okay, so let's go ahead and see and look at those ones. So we're going to have here another text. Another thing that you're going to need there is the name of the first name and the last name. First name, it's going to be nullable. Okay, means that it can be null. Another thing, you're going to have last name. Okay, we shall need the last name of a person. Okay, another thing that is not there, we shall need the phone number of a person. Another thing that is not there, we shall need maybe an alternative phone number. So when the company they are registering their employees, they can add this information about their employees. We shall need the address of a person. We shall need the PO box. We shall not need it. Maybe we shall need sex of a person, or what we call gender. We shall need what? What shall we need? We shall need date of birth. Okay, date. So it's going to be DOB. We shall need DOB. What else shall we need? What else shall we need about a person? What shall we need? I think that's enough. For the beginning, we can begin with that. Maybe status. Maybe you can block someone and activate someone, something like that. So you can make here what you call a string. Okay, and then maybe we put your status, where I can say maybe someone is active or not active. Status, and then you put here maybe default value. Default is going to be active, so maybe you should be able even to block a user. I think that's enough information to record about a person. If we add this information about a person, I think this can be enough. Adding them on the other thing, but the most important part that we wanted to add is this one, the company ID. Okay, so we can be able to assign a company to someone. All right, let's go ahead and run this and migrate. Okay, so let us say and migrate. So I'll open my terminal, I clear the screen and run php artisan migrate. So in run php artisan migrate, you can see it is successful. So if you're not successful, just fix the problem. So if we come now to our structure of the table of users, now you can see that this information have been added to our table of users. Okay, so that is good. Now after doing that, now what we're going to do, we want now, when we are creating here, I want to do a logic that when I'm creating a company here, when I'm creating a company or when I'm updating a company, okay, it should set the administrator of this company. It should set the administrator of this company to belong to this company. I repeat, I'm going to write a logic that when I update this company or when I create this company, I want the system to automatically set the administrator of this company to belong to this company, meaning that when you're going to create this company or when you're going to update this company, it should get the administrator of this company to automatically belong to this company, to set him to belong to this company. So that is where we're going to need what we call hooks. So we're going to create a hook that will listen to when the company information is updated, and it will also listen to when the company information is updated, and it will also listen to when the company is created. And when it is doing that, it should automatically update the user. Okay, update the user. Update the administrator to belong to that company. Okay, let us do that. So we are going to go to the company model. Okay, so you're going to go to the company model. So come here to our application, then models, and then you come to company model here. All right, so after going to come to company model here, you're going to put what you call boot. Okay, so those are called events, others call them hooks. So we're going to put here maybe boot. So this is how you write the boot. Okay, so you pause the video and see how it is written. It is protected static function boot, and then you put parent and then put double colons and then say boot, and then after this boot will have different hooks or different columns. I'm going to explain these hooks for one more time. So the first hook is called creating. So this creating hook, it is a hook that will be called automatically when this model is being created, or when an instance of this model is being created before it is saved to the database. This hook called creating, it will be called. Another hook is called created. So created, it is a hook that will be called when a new item of this model has been created, meaning that when the company is created and has been been created, it means this hook of the created will be called, or an event of created will be called. So this one will be created. This one is for before, and this one is for what? Is for after. So this one you can be able to cancel a process. This one, it is like a consequence. Okay, after something has been created, what do you want to do? So you can put a listener there and then do some action. So those are the two hooks. Another hook is called updating. So updating is a hook that will be called before an item of this model is being updated before it is updated in what? In the database. Let's say that we are changing a company name. Here this hook will be created. So you may put some events or some actions that you want to do when this action is being done. Another hook is called updated. So this updated, it will be called when information has been changed of this particular model. Okay, so when information has been finished changing, or when information has been changed, you want to do some action, so you can put your listener to this updated, then it will be called automatically. Another hook is called deleting. So this deleting, it is being called when something is about to be deleted. Let's say that you want to do some action before something is deleted, so you'll have to listen to this listener called deleting. Another hook is called deleted. So this deleted hook, it will be called when an item has been deleted and you want to do some action. So you need to do what? To listen to this deleted action. So those are the 6 important hooks. Another one is called restoring, another is called restored. So that one, in case for those are not very important, okay? Just in case something has been restored from the trash. Okay, so these are the most 6 important hooks that we shall need in our programming lifecycle when you're dealing with Laravel and want to do some actions. So now, where do these hooks become important? Now, I want, when a company has been created, I want to set the user or the administrator of that company to belong to that company. So it means that we're going to listen to created and updated. So those are the 2 hooks that we need to do what? To create. Let's say that you want to write a logic that when a company has been deleted, all the employees that belong to that company should be deleted. You can listen to this hook of what? Of deleted. So those hooks must be wrapped in this, they must be inside this a class of a model, and they must be wrapped in the what? They must be wrapped in this boot function that I've just shown you here. Okay, now let's go ahead and now listen to created and updated. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's do created first. So I'm going to do created. So let me, so when you want to do created, this is what you do. Let me delete this because it is doing what I'm supposed to do before I do it. So you see, when this function has been created, I mean when this class has been created, this is how you do what? You listen to the created. Okay, so you can as well change here by putting updating. So updating means that before something happens, in case you want to balance things, want to change things, you can put updating. So you see, this will be called, so you write static and then put double colon and then put created and then open a bracket, and then write the word function and then you open a bracket, and then you put a variable that is going to receive that data and then open a curly bracket, and then like this. Now the data or the record, the data of this item that has been created, it will be given to me through this variable here. Okay, you can call it m, you can call it model, you can call it anything. So it means now when a company has been created, the data of that company, it will be created, it will be given to me here. Okay, let us listen to updated. Okay, updated. You see, now I'm going to put here and say die updated. Okay, so this will be called when something has been updated. Okay, now let us try to update something. So I'm going to come here to our controller of company. Okay, and then I'm going to come here to our form, okay, and then I'm going to get our first company. So we are just testing company, and then you say equals to company.find. I want to get the company which has ID 1 dot find 1. So after getting this company, so this is the company, let me dump it here. So this is the company, this is the company, sorry, this is the company. So if I come and refresh here on top, remember I'm on form, on top of this form before the form starts, I get just the company which has ID 1, and then come and refresh here, you'll see I'm able to get the company data, the company 1. So let me go ahead and get its name. You see, this is its name. Okay, company 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some letters or some random numbers to this name, and then save it, and then we see how the updated hook will be called. So I'll come here and then put here name equals to, let me just get its name and add and concatenate there. I concatenate there some random number between 1 and 0. Okay, so and then after I save it. Okay, so when I save it, let me put here die and say done. Okay, so when I save it, what does it mean? It means that we are going to expect this hook of updated to be called. So we are going to expect this updated to be called. Our time is up. Let me just finish this. Where is even this thing? Okay, let's first test this one and then we go for a short break. Okay, so if I come here and refresh, can you see updated? So updated, it is here in this hook of what, of company. And the beautiful thing is, even the data has been given to us. I can access the data that has been updated. You see, I can be able to get even a company name, a new company name here. So it means that I can be able to get everything that has been updated through this hook. Okay, so if I refresh, you see, this is the new company name. So this means that we can be able to listen to something that has been updated. So at this point, it is where we are going to get the company owner, which you can get here by company what? Company owner is called owner ID, right? Something like owner ID. We're going to get the owner ID of this company when it has been updated, and we get the owner ID. After getting the owner ID, then we set the owner ID, the company ID of that owner, to be the ID of this company. So that one we shall be able now to say that this user belongs to this particular company. So when they log in, they can start now adding their employees, they can start adding their records. So now I hope you have understood what is meant by hook, because we're going to use the melody, and it is a technique that helps us too much in Laravel. So let us go for a short break of how many of 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes we come back for the last session. So immediately at what time? At 15 past 9 we should be back for today's last session. 15 past 9. So let's go ahead and have a short break. 15 past 9 we should come back for our today's last session. I think Josephine, if you're still there, you asked what is the difference between the role and the user. Okay, everyone at the are you there, Daphne? I'm trying to answer your question. Daphne, or have you gone for the break? Daphne, are you there? Okay, when you come back for the break, I'll answer the question that are in the chat. All right, guys. Daphne, are you there? I want to answer your question. Are you there, Daphne? Daphne? Daphne Nankunda? Um, all right. Maybe I'll record it and then.
Josephine, yeah, I'm there.
Hey, Josephine. Man.
It's Josephine.
I'm sorry.
It's Josephine, not Daphne.
Yes,
I'm there.
I'm sorry, Josephine. I would like to answer your question. So you were saying that you don't know the difference between the users and the user role. Okay, the users. Let me give you an example. Let me give you like 2 examples. At school, for example, let's take example at school. Everyone at school is a human being. Everyone at school is a human being. The teachers, the headmaster, the cook, the gatekeeper, the cleaner, all of those ones are human beings. So those ones are called users, human beings. They're just users. Just like instead of calling them human being in a computer way, in computer call them users. But even though they are all human beings, but everyone have their part that they have to play in a school. In simple terms, in computer, we call them roles. You cannot find a gatekeeper seated in the headmaster's what? In the headmaster's office in his chair. You cannot find a student teaching or as marking exams. You cannot find a teacher maybe cooking. So everyone have their things that they are supposed to do. So everyone, in simple terms, in computer language, everyone have their role that they have to do. A teacher will be a teacher. So a teacher is a human being. A teacher is a user. Is a human being. He is a user. But teacher's role is to teach. So the teacher is a role. A teacher is a role, but the person is a what? Is a user. So in computer, you can have so many users, but we need to categorize them by role, by giving them different roles. So that's why we need to do what? To have a role part of the system. So it means that if we have roles in the system, or what we could call, how do you call being a teacher and being a student? Should we call them categories or yes, categories, for example. So when you're coming to the system, since the system is reflecting what is happening in real world, it means that when a student logs into the system, a student should not be able to submit marks. When a teacher logs into the system, maybe a teacher should not be able to. When a cook logs into the system, the cook should only see their own things. So that's why we need what? That's why we need roles. So that's why we had to first create users. That is registering a human being in the system. And then after registering a human being in the system, you give them the role. The first thing that we had to do, we had to define the roles. So according to the system that we are creating right now, we have three main roles. The first role is with the system owners, you who is going to create the system and sell it. So you are the super admin. So that is your role. Even though you're also going to be a human being, even though you're also going to be a user, but your role is going to be having some permission or thing that you're going to be able to do. So that is a role of what? Of super admin. So also a company, it will have a company owner role. So it means that a company will have their admin. Okay. So this company admin should be able to add their employees or their workers. Okay. So if I've purchased the system license or I've purchased a system, I should be able to add people under me. So I should be able to do things that a person under me cannot do. Just like you can see WhatsApp group. A WhatsApp admin can do some things that a WhatsApp member cannot do. In simple terms, a WhatsApp admin is like a company owner. And then these people in the group who can just send messages and pictures, they are WhatsApp users. So that's why you see here, we have three main roles when you come here to roles. Okay. We have three roles. We have the administrator, the company owner, and the company worker. So in relationship to WhatsApp, the administrator is the super admin. This is Mark Zuckerberg. He's the one who is supposed to, he's the one who has permission to say, okay, this time I block this person. Maybe he's sending scamming messages. I block him. He's the one who will have that control on his dashboard. But you cannot be able to block Mark Zuckerberg. Okay? Now, you are the WhatsApp group admin, maybe for your family. So Mark Zuckerberg will allow you to create a group, or he'll be able to add you when you create a group. Okay? So you are now an administrator for your group. Now, an administrator, you add now your family members. So those are the WhatsApp group members. So also you can be able to do that, even though you cannot be able to do some things on administrator, there are things that you're going to be able to do on the member. You can remove a member, you can change the group name, you can do some things. Okay. So likewise to this system that you're doing, you're going to have a company owner. So this company owner will be just categories of roles. but you're going to have so many users. Company are going to have their workers. A company can have like 1,000 workers, but if they are going to lie at least in one of these roles. So this is a table of roles, and then this is a table of what? Of administrators roles. So this is the one that it will be mapping. They say a user with ID number 2, he has a role of ID 2, and when you say role ID 2, you know what it means and what things it can be able to do. So when we shall be programming, we shall be setting things. Okay, this role should be able to do this, this one should not be able to do this. Do you understand now, Josephine? Jesu, do you understand?
Yes, thank you. I've understood.
Okay, that is great.
Yes, I've understood. No much in this zone.
All right.
I've understood. Thank you.
Okay. Now you can mute and we start our last session. Hello, and how are you? My name is Muhindo and I welcome you to our fourth session of creating a complete inventory management system using Laravel and Flutter. So in this system, in today's session, we're going to resume from where we stopped in the previous lecture. And as you know, we always do 60 minutes. And here is our timer. So I'm going to start our timer here. And then to start counting for the next 60 minutes. Then after 60 minutes, we shall have a short break. We shall pause until tomorrow. All right. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's go straight into today's business. So if you still remember, in the previous lecture, we were able to create a company, but we said that we need, after you've created a company, we need to say that, okay, a person that you've created automatically, he belongs to that company. The administrator of that company, he belongs to that company. That's where we got introduced to what we call hooks. We looked at different types of hooks. So one of the hooks that we looked at is the updated hook. And we even tested it. We saw that when we update a function, update an item, we're able to get its data through the updated hook. So now in this level after updated, I'm going to get the company owner. Okay, so to get the company owner, I'm just going to say owner equals to user.find. So user. So I find from the table of users a person who has this company owner ID. Remember, this company has what we call company owner ID. So this is the person who has this company ID. So I'll check if this is equal to null. Let's say that that user is not found. Okay, so I'll not allow this company to be created. Okay, so you just simply do what you call throw. So you throw an exception. This is how you throw an exception, and say the company owner was not found. Okay, so if it is successful, let's say that the owner was found, you can just dump here. You can dump here the owner. So let's go ahead and refresh this. You know, this logic, what we're doing here, we're updating the company name. If you still remember, we update the company name here. We get the company and then we update its name and then we save. And then we do what? We trigger this updated hook. Okay. So if I come here and refresh, now you can see our hook is working. It is getting the company owner and dump. It is getting the company owner data and dump it. So this is, you see, it is coming from the admin users table, and then this is the company owner. So what I need to do right now, I need to change this company ID, okay? Company ID of this owner, and make it to be the ID of this particular company that we are updating. So to do that, after getting the company owner, I'm going to say company ID equals to this company ID. So by doing like this, I will have set the company owner to have or to belong to this particular company ID, so that when this company owner logs in, we shall be able to know the company that he or she belongs in. So after doing that, and then I make sure that I save this change. So I save. like this. So if I refresh now, you see here it is null. So if I refresh now, you see that it has been updated, that now the company ID of this person is company 1. So this is when you can be able to change the ownership of a company or something like that. So I'll go ahead and now remove this die and also remove this one. So I know now this logic is working. It is getting the company owner and set him when it is updated. So this thing is going to happen twice. It's going to happen when you're updating and also when you're creating. So I'm also going to listen to created. So I'm just going to copy this same function, and then after I'm going to do what? I'm going to do what you call created. I'm going to listen to created event. So when a company has finished being created, when a company is created, I'll go ahead and get the owner of that particular company and make him belong to that company. So by doing like this, you shall be able to have companies and their respective owners. I hope you've understood that. So after doing that, I'm going to come here to our controller and remove this testing information. I can just comment it. It's the one that we're using for testing. So I'll come and refresh. Now everything should be fine. So I can come here and remove this random thing that I was adding on the name and then update. So everything is, you see, the owner ID is this one. But I want the company owner of this, yes. So the owner ID of this company is this ID number 2. You see, it is there. So let's create also the company 2. Okay, the company 2. So I can come here, company, and then put the owner should be this company who has, the company owner, this user who has the company ID 3. And then I say company 3. And then I just put here some fake filler. Let me use fake filler. So this one, I want to call this one company 2. This is the second company, though the owner has ID 3 because the first ID is taken by the superadmin. So this is our second company. Okay, let me go ahead and do it and update. So if I come here to the list, I don't know why it is not redirecting. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll find out why it is not redirecting. So you can see now, you can see that here is the company ID 3. So now if I go to the tables of users, okay, if I go to the table of users, admin users, where is it? Admin users here. Now you can see now this table, can you see? This table has been updated. So this company owner 1, now we know the company where they belong to, and then company owner 2, we now know the company where they belong. So by doing like this, you can be able to automatically update the company owner. So that is a very powerful technique that you'll need throughout your your processes of creating of managing the system. That is so nice. So it means that we have finished this first logic. However, this table, designing this table, okay, let us first finish organizing this table, then we proceed to the next module. All right, let us organize this table and make it much more decent. So I'm going to teach you how to organize these tables and make them much more decent. So here you can select all and delete, something like that. All right, let's organize this table and make it much more decent. So we're going to come here to the grid, the controller, and then come to grid. So I don't want to display the IDs, can lead to security issues. I want to display so if we don't want a column, you just remove it. Okay. Now, or I can hide it. You can hide it by default by just simply adding this hide. Then it will be hidden. So if I refresh here, the ID is there, but it's hidden. So if you want to see it, you click here, and then you'll see it here, and then you'll be able to do what? To click on submit and hide it. You see, it will go ahead and show up there. So all right, so by default it will be hidden. Okay, so I want to now go ahead and display the created art. But this created art, it is bringing the data as it is saved in in the database, but I want to organize it so it can look much more better. So to organize it, you have to attach what we call display. Call a function called display, like this, and then say write function, and then open this curly bracket, and then open this curly bracket. Just pause the video and see how I've done this one, and then say return. Then I can say date. I put y M and D, and then I get the data of created art, and then I say str to time, and then I pass this one. So by doing like this, it will be able to organize our date. So you can pause the video and see how I've done it. So this display, it is just a function that overrides the display or thing that you want to display. Let's say that I want to display there my name. So I can just simply return there and say Muhindo. So in this created art table, it's going to display my name. So I want to display just the data that is organized of the date. So I'll have to do what? To do like this. So by doing like this, we'll see that this data is now much more organized, the date when someone was registered. Okay, so I can just simply maybe say created or registered. Okay, so registered, it will be able to show that. All right, now I want it maybe to be sortable. I should maybe sort to ascending and sort to descending. If you want to do that, you just simply come here and attach this method called sortable. So by doing like this, someone will be able to sort in ascending order and descending order. Okay, I want to remove when the last time it was updated. I can remove that column. Now I want here to display the company owner. So the company owner, I want to display the company owner. So to display the company owner, I'm just simply going to say display. Okay, I want to display his name, and then I say user equals to user find. I get the company owner ID and I find that user. Okay, if I find it's null, I just say maybe not found, and then if it's not null, I go ahead and return back his name, and then I make it also sortable. Okay, something like that. So if I come here and refresh, now instead of having ID here, the owners, okay, I'll be able to do what? To have the company owner names. You see, the company owner name here is 1. Okay, is 1, something like that. You see, the owners are now being shown in form of name instead of what? Of IDs. This one is company name, so I can add here the word company name, and I make it also sortable. All right, and then so maybe I'll also need to have an email. Company logo, I can leave it for now. The website, I can leave it. About, I can leave it. You can leave them, or you can delete them, or you can hide them. Okay, so let me hide them. You can just hide them. All right, I can hide this one, I can hide this one, I can hide this one. So this status to set whether a company is active or not. Maybe this one I can need it. Okay, so if it is active, I return back active. If it is not active, I return inactive. I'll need that one. Let me make it active. A company expiry date, I will need that one. I can also override its date and display it in that format. The address of the company, I don't need it. The phone number of the company, I need it. I may need to see the phone number of a company real quick. The second phone number, I may hide it by default. The PO box, I may hide it. The color, I may hide it. The slogan, I may hide it. This Facebook, I may hide these rest ones. So if I come and refresh, you'll see that our table looks much more decent for the what? For the companies. All right, so I don't want to see this thing of what? Of selecting and be able to delete. I don't want to see this. So if I don't want to see it, I have to disable it. So if I want to disable it, I'll come here to grid, and then I say grid, and then I say disable batch actions as it is there. So when I say disable batch actions, it will go ahead and disable for me those actions, that thing that I was having for multiple selecting. I don't need it. All right, so that is beautiful. I want to put here a search bar in case I have so many companies. I should be able to search those companies. So I can go ahead and say quick search. I come to this grid and I say quick search, and then maybe I can search a company by name. So these are the variables that I need to search with. Okay, by name. Okay, let me search just by name, and okay, let me just search by name. So you can, if you want to search only by name, you can put there. If you want to search by phone number, you can put there comma phone number. So you can be able to search by phone number, also maybe by email. Those are make sense. So if I save and come and refresh, you'll see that I'll be able to do what? To search here a company with simplicity by just simply putting a company 2. For example, right here 2, it will bring me the company which has 2. So let's assume that I have like 1,000 companies using my system. I can simply search from here using that search bar, which is very, very simple. For beginning, for the beginning, we can leave this one at this level. I can see 50 companies per page. For the starters, I can leave this one at this level. Okay, I can leave it at that level. So we can proceed to another thing, and it is very responsive to the mobile phone in a way that if I open it on a Samsung phone, it will look like this. Okay, which is absolutely beautiful. Okay, if I want to edit a company, just simply come here and say edit. That is nice. All right, so for the starters, we can leave this one here. Let us proceed to the next thing. Okay, so let's go to our ERD. ERD or ERD? ERD, entity relationship diagram. It's ERD, not DRD. Okay, so let us see. So we have finished this load table, we have finished this table, and we have gone step by step. So watch very carefully to make sure that you understand each table or each module without skipping any. There is no magic that I'm using right now. Everything is straightforward. All right, so now we go to the stock category. Yeah, then after, okay, we go to the financial year. Okay, to the financial year. After financial year, we go to the what? To the stock category. Okay, so let's do that. Now we know that it is the company that is going to work with managing the stock, not we administrators. It is the company. So now we are going to log in as what, and as the companies, and then we see how we can start working with these ones. All right, so let's do that. So I'll come here to the system. I'm going to come here to the users. I'm going to come here to the first company administrator, which is this one. Okay, this company administrator. I'm going to, okay, his username is called company admin. Okay, company admin 1. I think that's enough. And then his password is 4321. So I can even be able to change the administrator's password. All right, so let me log out and then log in as a company administrator. So one thing that I showed you is the menu. If you still remember the menu, we said that when you're creating these companies, we don't want the company administrators, the company owners, to be able to create their own companies. So that's why we're able to lock this menu to only the admin roles. All right, let me use another browser. Let me use Google Chrome to work as the company as the company admin. So this one is for the super administrator. This one's going to be for the company administrators. So I'm going to go to localhost. Okay, I'm going to go to 1.2. It's what? The IP is 127. 127. Yeah, I think this one is it, that one. 127.0.0.1. 127.0.0.1. Why is it not working? Okay, let me copy it here. Come to Chrome, paste it there. All right, there you go. So here I'm going to log in as the company owner. So let's say that I've purchased a license from your system and I now need to start using your system. So you have created for me the user admin and the password. So I'm going to log in as a company owner here. So to do that, I'm going to come here to our users, and then I come to this first company owner, this one. I just copy his username, I come and paste it here, which is company admin 1, and then the password 4321, and then I log in. So when I log in, one different thing that you should see, this person can only see dashboard at this moment. They can only see dashboard. They cannot see anything else. But here because this person has a role of company admin, so he has a role lower than ours. But here when I'm logging as a super admin, I'm able to see companies. So that is the whole point of setting the roles. And how we're able to do that? We're able to do that by using these menus. Okay, so if you still remember, menu. If you still remember, for example, when you're editing this menu, dashboard is for everyone, the role is not limited. If I come here and edit companies, companies is only for administrators. If I come here and edit the menu for administrators, it's also for administrators. Okay, so when I'm logged in as a company owner, I cannot create my own company. I can only see the company dashboard. That is nice. All right, so now let's go back to our table and see what next we're going to do. So right now we're going to start now with we have finished now the chit chat. Now should we begin with the companies being able to add their workers, and then after doing that, then we come to the stock, or we should begin by stock and then, or let's begin by stock and then we shall come to these workers. Companies should be able to add their workers, of course. All right, so we are going to begin by creating the table of what? Of stock category. That is the main table. Then after creating this table of stock categories, we go ahead and create now the financial years and the rest. All right, so as you know, all right, okay, we're going to have to I'm trying to think. I think we are going to have two main categories. All right, let's because supermarkets and the rest, they are divided into two categories. Sometimes you may say I want to see on the detergents. So the detergents, there can be so many types of detergents. That's why we can have the powdered soap, we can have the liquid soap, we can have the solid soap. So sometimes we may need to see, okay, in detergents, which things are in there. And then also maybe you may say I want to see in drinks, which kind of things do we have in drinks, or how much money is locked into drinks. So under drinks, we can have soft drinks, we can have cold drinks, and etc. So we are going to have a parent category, something that we did not have main category or main categories, something that we do not have in this structure. So this main category is going to be a different model if you want to do something that is not going to confuse us more. Now let's go ahead and design a main category. So this stock category will be under main categories, okay, or main stock categories, okay, or we can say stock categories, and under these stock categories we can put now stock subcategories. Yeah, I think that makes much more sense. All right, so we are going to create now our first model, or another model for the company, which is going to be now the stock categories. Then under these stock categories, I'll have now the subcategories. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to create a model, and then we are going to put the migration on that model at the same time. So we're going to come to our important commands text. This is a text that I created by myself here, and I want just to be storing there my important commands, so I should not keep on searching for them, and I don't want to memorize them because I'm not a student. All right, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to do a model called stock category. So we're going to paste this one here. Sorry, I want to copy his name. It's called stock category. Okay, so we're going to come here and say stock category. So you write them like this. At the beginning of each English word, you have to begin with a capital letter. Stock, like this, stock, and then category should begin with the what? With a capital letter, like this. And use singularity. Don't write in plural. Don't write in plural, I repeat. So it's going to be our stock category, and then you put -m. -m means for migration. So I'll go ahead and copy that command and then go ahead and run it. So when I run it, you'll see I've successfully created our stock category here. So if I press Ctrl and click on it, I'll be taken to the what? To the migration, to the controller, to the model of stock category. And if I press Ctrl and click here, I'll be taken to the what? To the migration of stock categories. And this is the table that we're going to use. Now it is not migrated yet. So let us determine the columns that we want to put in this what? In this stock category. All right, so the first column that we're going to put there, the first column that we're going to put there, I'm trying to think. We're going to put there text, so it can have as big name as possible. We're going to have there the name of this category. What is the name of this category? Okay, the next column that we're going to put there, what is the first thing, even before I start, the first thing that you have to begin with is the company ID. In which company does this category belong to? That is the very important thing. So here you can use, instead of writing integers, you can use foreign ID for, like this. You say foreign, then ID in capital letter, beginning with the capital letter and then small letter, for, and then you reference here the model that you want to reference. So company, foreign ID for company, and then you say company, and then you put class. So make sure that this company is imported. Make sure that this company is here. So you say foreign ID for company. So it is going to be the responsibility of the migration to make sure that the company ID is created here. So let me remove this one here. All right. Okay, so after doing that, now let's go ahead and put now the text and put the name. So I'll put here text and put the name. So this is the name of the what? Of the category. And then I put the description of this category. And then I put the status, whether it should be active or not active. Maybe. Sometimes we need to deactivate the whole category. Can we? We don't need that. Okay, let's have it. Sometimes we need to deactivate the whole category. Let's make it a string. And then, okay, another thing that we need is the photo of this category, because we will design our things to look in a nice way. So, and in a what? In a proper way. So it's going to be having the image of text category. So now for me, I always hate looping through things and writing complex SQLs. So what I do, I always write a few things that I need at glance, like without writing so many complex SQLs. I should be able to get them with simplicity. Okay, though it's not very recommended, but I need to be able to get them. For example, I may need to know the current stock worth. Okay, the current stock worth. So if I go, I say, okay, in detergents, how much do I have? So I need to have that field here. So it will be updated every time this particular category is updated, or a stock item is added to this category. That field should be what? Should be updated. So in the prices that you're going to have in this system, you're going to have two prices, the buying price and the selling price. So it can be able to cater for the what? For the profits. Okay, so I should be able to know what is the buying price, or how much money did I invest in these things, and how much money am I expecting in these things, and how much profit am I expecting in this thing. So you need to maintain those two what? Those two prices. Or you need to maintain those three fields: the current price, the expected. Okay, let us maintain 4 fields. I'm trying to brainstorm. Let us maintain 4 fields: the buying price, that is the price, the money that you invested in this particular item; the selling price, the money that you're planning to sell; the expected profits, the profit that you're expecting in this particular in this particular item; and then the profits that you've made. So it will be now the money minus what you have, and then you put it there. I think you're getting it. So those are the 4 prices that you're going to maintain. So instead of putting them and maybe keep on writing complex SQL, let us put them here. So we just be updating this one at the same time, and then we get the profits there. All right, so we're going to have here a big integer. Okay, so this one going to be buying price. By default it should be 0. Okay, so if you want to see how much money you have invested in this particular category, you just query the buying price. You should be able to see that's 0. And then the selling price, and then expected profits. And then the what? The current profit. I mean the profit earned. I can say earned profit, something like that. So I think we need these fields. One, it will be showing the amount of money that I've invested in this particular big category, the money that we're expecting in this category, and this one will help us to know the profit that we're expecting in this category, and then this one will help us to know the profits that we've earned in this category. All right, I think this one is enough for the what? For the main store category. I think these are enough as long as I have the company ID. All right, so let us go ahead and migrate this. Okay, let us go ahead and migrate this. So to do that, I'll just simply come here and say php add migrate, and it will be created successfully. So after migrating, so if we come here to our php admin, we should be able to see that one more table called what? Called store categories. This one here. Okay, with our things there. All right, so after doing that, now let us go ahead and now create the stock. Let us go ahead and add it. Let us go ahead and add it here in this, so these companies can be able to create their own stock categories. Okay, let us go ahead and create its controller. All right, so to do that, I'll go ahead and come here and copy this name here in my commands, and then I'm going to create a controller for store categories, and then come here and put stock category. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to run this command. Okay, I'll clean my terminal, and then I create the stock category controller. Press enter, then you'll have the store category controller. Then I can press Ctrl and click on this. Press Ctrl and hold and click on routes, and then take us to the what? To our routes. So I'm going to add here another controller for store categories. Okay, so if I come here, I should be able to see store categories. Okay, now I'm not able to see. Okay, I can access it, but I'm not seeing it on the menu. So I'm going to put it on the menu so it can be accessed here. So to do that, I'm just going to come here I'm going to come here to our menu. So I have to come to the administrator side, okay, where I'm logging as administrator, and then come to our menu, and then I'm going to add another item on the menu. So it's going to be stock categories. Okay, we can have another section called configuration, because these store categories are not going to be okay. Let's put there store categories, and then okay, and then after we're going to put here a related icon, a relevant icon, Is a relevant icon? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing a relevant icon. Alright, let me put this one. Alright, and then you go ahead and put here the URI, so categories. Now, I define which users should be able to access this menu item. So I can say maybe super administrators. Okay, I can say maybe, okay, the super administrators will literally access everything. I can say company owners should be able to access it. And also maybe, should we say only the company owner should access it? But most of the time it is workers who are working with things. So I can say company workers, they should also be able to do what? To access it. And then I go ahead and submit. So when I submit, now it means that now I can move this one here. Let me move it here under dashboard. Now it means that this store category should not be able to be accessed even on this dashboard of administrator of companies. So if I come and refresh here, you'll see that the company admin here is able to access the stock what? The stock categories. So that is nice. That is cool. Okay. So they are able to access the dashboard. They're able to access the stock categories. All right. Now let us go ahead and design the form for the stock categories. Okay. So let me first go to stock categories and change this name to stock categories. So this is our control of stock categories. So if I come and refresh here, we'll have that one. Let us design the form of stock categories faster. So come here and click on new. So this is our form of stock category. So the first thing that we have here is the company ID. Now the company ID should not be accessed by anyone. Okay, it should be hidden and be set by default because it's not the responsibility of the person to set their company ID. So to do that, we are going to come to our form here. First of all, we are going to get the user who is logged in. So to get the user who is logged in, we can just simply say u equals to, and then we say admin, and then say user. So by doing like this, you'll be able to get the person who is logged in. So if I come here and do dd and then do like this, I'll be able to do what? To get the person who is logged in. So this person, I'm going to get their company ID. So since every person will have the company ID, so I'm going to get their what? Their company ID. So I can put it here. Okay, so you see, you now have the company ID there. So I want to make this company ID to be the default of the company ID field here. So to do that, you just simply say default. You just add this default, and then you put this user, then the company ID. So it means that this company ID will be, you see, it is there by default is 1. Now I don't want the user to be able to tamper with this company ID. Some user may change it to be 4. So what does it mean? It means that record will be lost. It will be for the wrong company. So if I refresh here, I have this one here. So I want to hide it. However, there is another better way of doing it, but for now, let us hide it. So to hide it, you just simply write hidden like this. So it will be there, but you will not be able to see it. So you will not be able to do what? To tamper with it. However, I'll show you another better way to do it in the back end. Okay, so I'll come here and now put category name. So it's going to be a text, not a text area. So I put here category name, and I make it required. Okay, so I put here rules required. So I can even give it like minimum letters should be 3, maximum letters should be 255, something like that, and it's going to be required. So someone cannot submit without submitting this information. Let me try to submit. You see, I'm sent back. I must send the company ID. All right. So after doing that, the next thing I'm going to put the not the company ID, the description. I mean the company. This is not company. My God. Category ID. Yeah. So this one is hidden already. This one will not be shown. Okay. So I'm going to put here category description. So it's going to be text. I can make it as free as possible, and I can make it option. Status, I'm going to make them to set it to active or active. So have something called here radio. So radio and then after making it radio, we give it what we call options. Okay, so option is going to be just an array that has active and then inactive. I hope you can see that array. I hope you can see it. And then by default, you can make it to be active. I always like keeping my words in capital letters here like this. Okay, so all right, so like this. So by doing like this, we're going to achieve this. Okay, so someone can make this category active, can make it inactive. All right, I can also make it to be required. So I can just simply put here rules and make it required. Okay, so they can say they're active, and then they can be able to set their their product image. Okay, by just simply putting their image. Now the buying price, the selling price, the what price, these prices, they will be set by the system automatically. Okay, so I'll remove them. We don't need them users to set that on by themselves. So let me organize this so I can copy this description and make it the last after the image. So if I come and refresh here, we shall have something beautiful like this one. Okay, so I put here the category name, and then I put here the photo, and then so I can come here and open some ChatGPT. Five main categories for supermarkets. So ChatGPT, let's give it me. So I have yeah, you see, that's beautiful. So you have the first one, fresh products, fresh produce, and then you have the grocery, you have dairy and refrigeration, you have frozen foods, you have meat. So you can have as many as possible, but ChatGPT just tell you to give me only 5. And under these ones, we have the respective categories under there. All right, let's just take let me say it should list one 10. All right, let's just take let's take this one, fresh produce. So it's going to be our main category, so I'll just simply come and put it here and then make it active, and then I can get here some photo. Okay, and then let's say I want this one, and then I download it, and then after I just drag and drop it here, you see, and then I can write here some information about this main category, and then I submit. You see, our category has been created. And if you come to our, has this photo uploaded? Let's see if the photo has uploaded. Okay, it is supposed to be under public, and it's not there. Let's see here, all right, I'll figure that out. I'll surely figure it out. For now, let's leave it there. Okay, let's just focus on this. So you can see our product has been our category has been created. Now let me create a second category. Come here, let's say grocery, and then put as grocery and make it also active. I can say maybe some details about grocery. Okay, and then update. So we have those two main categories listed there. Okay, now there's a challenge. Let me log in as the second administrator. So we have two companies. This is a company 1, okay, the first company admin, and then we have another company admin. Now these are two companies who are going to use the same systems, okay, but they have to see their respective records. Let me log in as the second company. let me get you another browser. Let me get Safari. So this is Safari. Okay. Where is Safari? Okay, this is Safari. I'm going to log in Safari. So in Google Chrome, we have administrator 1. In Safari, we're going to put there the company admin 2. Let's go ahead and get the logins of the company admin. Then in Brave, we have the company admin 3. Let's go ahead and get the company admin 2. What? Admin 2. This is the company admin 2 information. So I'll go ahead and put here company admin 2 and then the password 4321, and then I log in. You see? Now this is the company admin 2. Let me even update this so we can differentiate them. Company admin 1 for the first company. All right, so this is the company administrator 2. Okay, this is the second company administrator 2, and this is the company administrator 1 for the first company. This is for the second company. Now let's see the challenge. If remember, this company is the one who has created these categories, but the challenge is even if this person clicks on the categories, they are also be able to see it. That is a very big leakage. That's a leakage. Eh? They are not supposed to see that. They are not supposed to see that. Everyone, this is administrator number 2. He has not created anything. So why is he seeing the things of another person, of another company? So that is a leakage of data. So what we're going to do, we are going to limit every person to see their own things. Okay, so to do that, we are going to come here to our company models. I mean here to the company grid. Okay, so in this grid, we are going to get the person who is logged in. The person who is logged in, it is going to be get by you admin user, if you still remember. Then I'm going to put a condition that is going to be set by the system that it should show the records of this company. So to do that, you can modify the query by just simply putting grid and then say model like this, and say model, open bracket and close it, and say where, and then put company ID equals to the user who is logged in, and then their respective company ID. So by doing like this, it means that we shall be able to show the things of a person who is logged in only for their respective company. So if I come here, I hope you've seen that. So this condition will be written there, and before it display anything, it first has that condition. So it will be showing respective things of a person who is logged in. So if I come here and refresh, you'll see the problem has been solved here. I'm seeing our things. But if I come here and refresh, since I've not added anything, you see our table is empty. So by doing like this, it means that now we should be able to know, okay, these things belong to this person, these things belong to this person. This should be shown here, this should not be shown here. However, there is much more effective way of how you can achieve this, and I will show it to you. For now, let's go with this. So by doing like that, you'll be able to separate the data of the user. That is why we needed a company ID for on each user on each user model. All right, let us organize this this table very fast, and then we go to subcategories. Why not? Okay, let's organize it. We don't need this batch select. Let's get rid of it. I'll show you another better way of how to disable these things. We need quick search. Can maybe quick search. Okay. What else do we need? Okay, so we have the search engine, and then okay, maybe the ID here I may need it for just referencing. Let me make it sortable. Okay. Do we need to know the date when this category was created? I think we don't need it, but we can hide it. And then let me just make it there, so it is there. I've just displayed it properly, but we don't need it there. Let us hide it. A category don't need when it was created, unless you really need it, then you can find it here. so we have hidden it. Okay, the company ID, we don't need to display the company ID, that is useless. And then we need the product, the category name. So I can put here maybe the word category name. Okay, so you have there category name. So we now need the description. The description, don't need it, let us hide it. Should be only shown when someone needs it. And then the status, we should have that one active and not active. And then we have the image. The image, I have something called image like this. Image is called picture, I think. Yeah, picture, something like that, I think. Yeah, but we'll fix that. We'll fix that later when you go to products, and then we'll come back for this image. Okay, so the photo will be there, and then the buying price of you can call this one investment, or the amount that you've added in that category, and then make it sortable. Right, so this will be showing the money that you've added in that particular category. Okay, so here we can make it to display in the number format. So I'm overriding the display and I then put number format. Number format is the one that will be able to put something like those commas. Those commas. That's what we call number format. Right. So the investment will be there. All right. So that's the total investment. So I can put here expected sales. So what you're expecting to sell. So this will be the total of the selling prices of that product. And then you can put here the number format, and also put here expected profits. Okay, and then you put here and profits in this particular category, something like that. All right. So if I come and refresh, you'll have something beautiful like this. So here someone can be able to know how much have I made in this, how much am I expecting in this category, something like that, and how much I've really earned from this category. Okay, so you can know which category they are earning and in which category they are not earning. You can even know in which category you're making losses. Okay, so now after doing that, the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to now, I think that's it. I think that's categories. That's all we need about categories. You may even disable the export if you want. So that is simple simple category. All right, so now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and now create the subcategories, stock subcategories, because as you know, the stock, as if you still remember here, ChatGPT even told us they have main categories, and then under this one we have now fruits, vegetables, and then under this one, so I now will be able to put in the stocks themselves. All right, now let's go ahead and create now the stock subcategories. So to create stock subcategories, we shall just simply come here, and then in this stock category, you're going to put your stock subcategory like this. Okay, and then I'm going to create a migration and the model. I'll go ahead and expand and then paste it there and press enter. So when you press enter, it will create for us the categories and the migration, and the model and the migration. So let's go ahead and go to the migration, and put there the columns that we want to add there. So this stock subcategory is going to look very much like the stock category. So let us go and just copy the things or the migrations in the stock category and put them here, and then you see what is necessary and what's not necessary, we get rid of it. Okay, so it shall come here. Shall come here and then come here to the stock category and then copy a few things from it that are going to add in there in the stock subcategory, like this. And then come here to stock subcategory and then paste them there. Let us see what is relevant, what is not relevant. First of all, the company ID, we need it. Okay, we need it. So make sure it is imported. Make sure it is imported like this. Okay, we shall need the name, we shall need description, we shall need status, we shall need the image or the photo, we shall need the buying price. No, I don't think we need. Yes, we need the buying price. So you should be able to determine in this subcategory how much have you invested in it. Okay, you shall need the selling price to determine that in this subcategory how much you've sold. Okay, we shall need also expected profits. In this subcategory, how much have you made? In this subcategory, how much have you earned? So we shall need those fields. We shall need literally all of them. Now, this subcategory, it is going to have we shall also need now the category, the parent category, where it belongs. Okay, so you have to put stock category. So it's going to be foreign for stock category. So every stock subcategory must belong to what? To a stock category, to a main category. Okay, so this is going to be a child of this one. Now, okay, now which things do we need to add? We need to add the measuring unit. Okay, so some different products with different measuring units. So we need to put the measuring unit. We need to put measuring unit. So it's going to be just a string. I put here measuring unit. Okay, after putting measuring unit, the next thing that we're going to put, let's not make it nullable, so it should be necessary. So measuring unit. So the next thing you're going to put, what you need to put, reorder level, so you need current quantity. So you may need to know how much quantity do you have in this particular stock at particular time. You need reorder level. At which level should the stock warn you? Okay, so in the current quantity is less than the order level, we should be able to make a warning. Okay, what else? I think that's it. I think that is it. Yeah, I think that's it. So we are going to go ahead and migrate. So those are the things that we need to create a stock subcategory. Let's go ahead and migrate this. So I'll go ahead and migrate. So we shall have our migration there. Press Ctrl to go to it. Okay, we have migrated it already. So we have migrated this stock category, subcategory. Let's wait for it a controller before our time is up. I see you're remaining 2 minutes. Let's create it for this subcategory controller. So I'll come here and copy this subcategory controller and then come and remove this. Okay, and then come and also create this one here. So let's go ahead and copy this and then create a controller. So we have here our route. I'll copy the whole route and then click on this routes and then come and paste it here. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead and add it on the menu. So to add it on the menu, I'll come here to the admin dashboard which is this one, and come here to menu and come here and add stock sub categories, and then come here and put maybe a relevant icon. Let me choose, there's an icon that I thought I can use here, which is going to be this one, and then put the URI here. So who can access this one? Company owner, and also the workers should be able to access this subcategory. I submit, I refresh, I move it under. Should it be, let it be on top, because subcategories will be used much more than main categories. So I save, I come here and refresh now. You should be able to see that you have there subcategories there, something like that. Come here and refresh, you have subcategories here. Alright, so now in the next video, we are going to see how we can now design this form and make it make sense. And I hope in the next video, it is a point now we'll be able even to add the products, working with images, and putting this whole lecture, this whole course in the what? In the next level. Alright, that's it for this lecture. I hope it was very important. We have looked at different things. We have looked at roles. We have looked at menu, how to manage in a menu. We have looked at so many things. So I recommend you to go and watch the videos very carefully and practice and make sure that you understand these things, because they are very important. Once you understand them, then it means that you can start making really powerful systems. All right, that's it for today. I see you remaining with 4 seconds. Let's end our lecture from here. We meet tomorrow, where we are going to proceed from this level. Goodbye. Don't miss tomorrow, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can always get the latest updates when I publish new videos. Goodbye, guys, unless there's a question. Okay, I'm here alone, I think. Someone is asking the complete features of this system. Just watch the first video. In the first video of this series, I explain all the features that are going to be in this system. Yeah.